Alliances turn to ban. Alliances turn to ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Alliances turn to pick. Radiant team pick.
Legion Commander.
Alliances turn to pick.
Clockwork!
Radiant team ban. Alliances turn to ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Alliances turn to ban.
Right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So what is game number 3, our final game of Summit 7 European qualifiers, at least for today. And we got Alliance versus mousesports. Right now, this is it. Not an elimination match necessarily, but the winner, of course, moving forward to face Na'Vi, and the loser will play Empire. Double elimination 4-team playoff stage. One team going to the $100,000 Summit 7 land. We got the draft well underway as I'm Breaking CPK, joined by Z-Rock once again. And interesting starts. We got an IO Clockwork on the side of Alliance. LC Phoenix into Lifestealer now.
Yeah, I don't want to say, like, I hope Mouse took a minute and reset a little bit. They have snap-picked everything in this draft so far. There's been no hesitation. They've known what they wanted to pick. And whether that's the sign of a coherent plan they want to run or a certain set piece, that's fine. But hopefully that's the motivation behind it. Alliance's draft, though, very interesting. So far, no real synergy with the Wisp. And Dazzle, again, not the most offensive of heroes. We saw last game, they were really hinged on just empower Loda, pray for a good RP. And that was the game plan literally for the first, 30 minutes until it was over. And without the mag, I'm curious to see how that same style of strategy is going to work out for them. Yeah, and Ember's still in the pool. Trying to just think of other signature heroes left in here. There aren't that many great Wisp pairings right now. There's no snap first thing that comes to mind when I see a Wisp, this is going with it. It used to be Tiny. Really has fallen entirely off the meta. And, I mean, banned out here too, but...
On that.
Yeah. I'm curious if they're going to pick up another delivery method on mousesports. I think you're fine. You have Phoenix dive before the Legion blink, and then once you have Legion blink, Legion is about as good as it gets right now. So, lots of ways to get Lifestealer into fights. Now they need some tempo control, some team fight. I hope they don't realize Warlock is not picked or banned yet and go that way, because I think it would be really bad for them in this game. The only upshot would be if Phoenix dives in like a crazy person and then they just egg on Chaotic Offering on top of the egg while everyone's trying to beat on it. That could be okay, but their lanes would just be awful. You'd have no roamer, no stuns. What do I want if I'm Mouse here? You need a roamer, but what do you, like, Ricky's gone, Bounty's gone. I guess there's Earth Spirit. There's really like the
Disruptor,
Keeper of the Light.
Okay, so
Alliance's turn to pick.
they're gonna have very low CC on Mouse's side. This Phoenix is a pressure-based port. Like, he wants to just be pushing waves and throwing fire spirits on stuff to slow their attack speed. Same with Coddle with Illuminate. So not going to have a ton of necessarily like roaming presence. They won't have a lot of map presence on Mao's side. So that could be Alliance's chance to find an opening here. You just pick something very fast-paced that moves around the map a lot. But their supports are already kind of committed to not being that way either. You've got Wisp, Dazzle. They're not going to be ganking anybody. This is going to be a weird game.
Well, it's game 3, and it's been an entertaining series so far, so I wouldn't expect anything less.
Like, at least Alliance can run the clockwork around.
Templar
like,
Assassin.
get Tranquils, get a Windlace, go run around. Got a TA,
Ban.
cool. I like it. Yeah, so far, actually, the refraction breaks are terrible. Like, it's just Phoenix.
Yeah.
For Mouse, you got a mid lane slot open.
10 seconds remaining.
THD.
5 seconds remaining.
That Jakiro, though. Hey, Reddit's been.
I love how you have to like
with that.
think. Oh wait, what's THD again? Yeah, and I need to stop saying that. But in reality, you don't need your mid to be the strongest carry on the side of Mouse. You've got a Lifestealer, you've got a Legion, you've got some scaling damage.
10 seconds remaining.
Could be like a Venno that would just destroy the TA.
Turn to ban.
And it's slightly more viable than Jakiro. If your Alliance's side here, are you looking for another pairing with the Wisp? Or is just TA enough?
Remaining.
Did you just want Wisp to have Wisp? That's always the question.
5 seconds remaining.
It's so that with the Dazzle, that's like...
Yeah,
Reserved.
they could
So
be looking
defensive.
PA again. Still pretty good into this lineup. Coddle's Blinding Light is a huge problem for PA, but other than that, not the hardest game for one. Like, Slark is okay. I don't want to see Juggernaut here. I don't think it's good.
They're thinking about their final ban. Obviously, Troll was taken away from Mouse. Could have been an option there for sure. I mean, Ursa's always one that comes to mind whenever I see a Wisp as well.
Could be. Very good at killing the Phoenix Egg. Not bad at manning up into the Lifestealer. Risky to duel, because if he presses R before the duel, it's just a disaster. He gets the Enrage off and has the damage reduction, doing extra damage. And it's going to be hard for Legion to find duel wins this game. Between Shallow Grave and Relocate, it's going to be a nightmare.
What about like a Clinks?
Alliance
I was wondering
turn
that
to pick.
for Alliance here,
Carry.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't know if it does enough. Clinks is so one-dimensional, and generally you want him in a situation where you're going to be shoving towers early. And I don't feel like Alliance's draft is very well suited for that.
10 seconds remaining.
You don't have enough stuns to really like take team fights. So if Mouse wants to fight you at a tower, it's
remaining.
going to be really hard to not just back up and give it up. Oh, we can't fight. Run away.
Reserve time.
Here go Lycan. It's actually still on the board.
Good. I mean, actually, the more I think about it, Clinks wouldn't be terrible if you can get to the mid game. I don't see a pick that fixes the team fight problem here for Alliance. Their team fight is so much worse than Mouse's.
Yeah. Is there a one position that really, exactly kind of fixes that? So, like,
Sven?
there's the fact that they went double really defensive supports is what's making.
Actually, I
seconds
really like Sven
remaining.
here. I really like Sven. Okay, that's not quite Sven, but it's close.
Team pick.
Jeez. Mouse had an idea.
Yep, they knew what they wanted. No, I really like this Sven and the fact that it gave you the extra stun. That was the biggest thing. So they do get that out of having Lodon Wraith King. You don't get the big cleave, which is a bit sad, but I don't think you're cleaving too much of Mouse's lineup at once. So I like this idea. It gives them a little more control. I still don't think they're in good shape in team fights, though. It's like, all right, so Wraith King falls for the first life because he's probably going to be the guy in front. And then you want to be killing things during the reincarnate when it's slowing everyone. And their only damage is TA. So unless Limp pops off in this game and is just like 3-shotting people, this game looks a little harder to come back from than the first one. So we saw this huge lead Mouse had in game 2, and kind of pitched it away.
Well, we're going to see which of these two teams comes out on top of what is, again, our third and final game. So, yeah, you are right, though. I mean, Mouse, with the way that finished, you may have thought that was just domination by Alliance, but they definitely had a lead earlier on in that game, too, after winning the first game. But is that a sign of shifting momentum, perhaps, or is that maybe just a hiccup and also going to regain control right here? But
I mean, it was tilt. There is no other way to word that. That is absolutely emotional instability coming out, and like their decision making ever since that form NRP. And either way, whether it's good or bad emotions right now on the side of Mouse, they're going to come in hot this game. Yeah. They're going to be ready to take this game 3. I imagine they're going to be very aggressive and kind of live or die on that.
Ooh, this here, Phoenix. Stay inside the smoke. Alliance has a team all 4 of them here.
Right on where the word is.
You get it?
Maybe next time has the sentries, but yeah, Spartan pinged like almost on top of it.
Maybe they were guessing. Okay,
yeah. Wow, he missed. Yeah, he didn't trust his captain.
Like, nah, trust me, it's over here. Whoops. And now smoke coming in. Alliance, a later one.
Wow. Oh, he missed it with the second sentry. That's so sad. And neither of those are where Spartan pinged. Like, he literally pinged, like, maybe 200 range above the word, like, straight north of it.
Huh. Mouse has 4 here are going to play defensive. They say it's not worth it. We do not like our level 1.
Level 1's awkward from both teams. It's like Phoenix is so squishy. Coddle is so squishy at level 1. But if they're in back, it'd be good. Awkwardness?
LC's bottom with Coddle. So are they're expecting this trialing then? That's the only reason why they would do this. Like it. I mean, so it's the right move, right? Like, this is good. Work.
This is weird. I honestly couldn't tell you. Like, they're gonna have good damage out of Skylark and Coddle on Spartan here, just to keep the waves off the tower. But it is gonna cost Skylark a lot in farm, and you're giving Jonas and Fan a pretty easy level 6. Madara is gonna farm, that's for sure, but there's not really a risk of clock dying up here. I mean, this is kind of what I said in draft. This game's just gonna be weird. There's no stuns on like the tri-lane now, if they're in the tri-lane. There's only the Raid Fire Blast on Alliance, and they're gonna use it right here on Skylark.
Go aggressive, but again, he has a Dazzle and a Wisp with him, so not really the most aggressive supports themselves.
Dire's top tower is under
kind of enhancing himself, but that's how it's going to be. So yeah, it continues to kind of just be an awkward feeling laning phase.
Yeah,
two teams.
In reality, no one should die on either team. It just shouldn't happen. You don't have like 2 or 3 stuns that if you're slightly out of position, you're super punished for it. So the only lane that maybe has built potential would be this bot tri-lane from Alliance once Hanskin gets a point in Poison Touch, but even then, I don't think so.
So, well, let's go back to this Death Prophet, though. We really haven't addressed this tune yet. Why? Why the Death Prophet? I mean, it was a snap pick, just a niche comfort.
They had no building hitters, and that's one of the better building hitters that's left in the pool as a mid laner. So, just thinking about their ways to win the game, I guess. And Exorcism is what they decided is the best route. Like, we're in a patch where you have to have somebody that can kill a building, or you just can't win the game.
Gonna run into the Wisp TA now, as Wisp is making his way over to bottle up the Haste Rune here. Do so. Pops her right away. He's gonna head right back to the bottom, actually, as there is action down here. No.
Not really. They're on opposite sides of each other hitting creeps.
That's how it's gonna be. Oh, they're going for a play here now. Oh, that's a big heal right on top. Great placement. Level 1, but still doing plenty, but yeah, it's not enough. Goes back to the lack of CC. Now EGM's in an awkward spot with the tether.
But if you don't have a stun to stop him from moving anywhere, it doesn't do anything. If he just tethers away, it's safe. So I was talking to Tsunami actually about this earlier today. Death Prophet's been getting picked up a lot in Southeast Asia and China. And I still don't think it's necessarily a great hero. He used to be nuts because Spirit Siphon was one of the most busted abilities in Dota. But now that that's toned down to being reasonable, he doesn't crush every lane anymore. And I hate that your only power pushing ability on him is Exorcism, and your only teamfight ability is really Exorcism. And it's on a 2.5-minute cooldown at all levels.
Yeah.
It's very risky.
I've kind of been a fan on the other side of the spectrum of Death Prophet as far as the skill set maybe being underrated of sorts, because the Spirit Siphon, yeah, got toned down. It's still a solid ability, but the silence, I think, is so strong. Like, the radius of the silence and how long it lasts, up to 6 seconds.
Look at Alliance's roster. Does anything about that lineup care if it's silenced? Like, Dazzle is the only one.
No, you are right, though. Okay.
TA does not care. Wisp, I mean, especially if they're on the offensive, doesn't care once he's got a tether up. Wraith King already queued, so that doesn't matter. Clock's got Battery Assault already running. It just doesn't seem like a lineup where I think, oh, silence is really good here.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Now, this top lane. Okay, Jonas and Fan just TPing out right away. He screwed up, tried to cogs for the mana burn on Madara, accidentally put himself inside the box with Madara, and not the best spot. Big angry life stealer.
You're right, though. This is definitely a game where we're not going to have much action early on. Talk about a change of pace. We already had like 10 kills by now. Last game, I feel like.
I know Mouse wants to be going. They're going early phase boots on this life stealer, but just don't have the tools. Without stuns, it's so hard to find early game fights.
Well, Loda, he's having free farm himself. 29 and 10 down here. Wondering if we're going to maybe see something like a Hannah Midas on Loda early on, but he's got at least the power treads right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been. I still won't be surprised to see Midas. I think it'll be like Midas. Maybe Midas Heartlit Radiance.
Seeing the sun ray, just how slow it moves, and Jonas Fan just kind of go left and right with it, trying to avoid it. With that burn there. Death Prophet's currently back at base, but TPing back into the middle. It's good to go again. So TA making a little bit of room there, and actually more so getting further ahead. God, yeah, he has dominated this middle matchup, actually.
And I don't know if Thug's not super comfortable with this or what, but just run up in Spirit Siphon every time you play one plus a fraction up. You shred the charges. It's a nice way to keep yourself sustained. You're still going to be down a little in CS, but you shouldn't have ever had to go back to Fountain to heal.
This is finally a kill, by the way.
Maybe.
Skylark bottom lane. Oh, he's cutting through the trees. He's still going.
He's so dead.
There we go. Wraithfire Blast now connects, and there we go. Jeez. Took a while.
3 Wraithfire Blasts later, they finally get a kill.
Support coming in a little bit too late, and good chase down there. Dazzle, I mean, he's level 4 now.
Well, what's the support gonna do? Look at him funny? Throw an Illuminate at the full HP Loda?
Yeah.
There's no turn potential with either of these supports. Like, TPing them in after someone's gone on does absolutely nothing.
Phantom Assassin. With the start especially, is this a Blink Dagger first or a Desolator?
Are we talking TA in mid?
TA, yeah.
Okay. Blightstone Blink, probably. It depends on how they want to play it. Like, if they're going to say we just need to use Clockwork for hook shots, and then we need TA to follow, it almost has to be Blink so you can catch up to the range of hook shot. But if they just want to siege towers, then Deso first is obviously better. And you've got Clock 6 coming up soon, so I think that decision will have to get made shortly. curious to see where the first hook shot goes, because that's kind of the first kill potential for Alliance outside of that mistake in the bottom lane.
So we kind of, it's almost like a 2-for-1 for Alliance favor, where Wraith King and Lifestealer are both essentially free farming, but then the middle matchup is obviously being won by TA, so that's where they have the advantage right now, big time. How well he's doing compared to the Death Prophet.
Counteracted slightly by the amount LC is getting out of all this. Like, Skylark is quite a ways ahead of the Clockwork.
Maybe next time. You can see his life right there. That was 2 hits from full. TA. Legion Commander, meanwhile, he's caught on the cogs and the battery assault. This is going to be another kill. Jonas Man runs him down. Now he's like, hey, Spartan, you're still here too. Might as well get you killed. That was a misplay by Spartan, man. There was no reason for him to be that close.
Absolutely. And, I mean, that's what they needed on Alliance's side. You got hook shot up, you got some kills. That's their entire initiation, really. And very, very good use of it.
It seems like a little bit of hangover from the last game. We're Mousesports and Alliance, again, capitalizing. You see the rotations coming out on their part. Clockwork to the bottom lane now. Wraith King to the top. He does have the reincarnate, worst case.
Nice and quick by now. Alright, so Wraith King is one of the heroes that got hurt when they changed to the talent system and made it so you don't get attribute points anymore. Because a lot of Wraith Kings would just leave Wraith Fire Blast at level 1. All you get is a little more damage out of it. It's not a great thing. You'd rather have 6 stats. So they just level it at 1 and then stop. But now that you don't have the choice but to put points in your skills, everyone's kind of reevaluating. Like, well, is the early damage worth it since I'm going to have to take it anyway from 11 to, or well now 13 to whatever, 17. So yeah, it's curious to see people putting in 2 points, 3 points, and then stopping. And it's always interesting to watch what players decide to do. Oh, what are the Wraith Kings doing?
Jonas doesn't have a TP currently this time, and we've seen him do it before, but the hook shot back to the creep wave will allow him to get away. I was wondering why he just wasn't TPing like he has before. Happen to not have it in that case, but again, he still gets away, so he's fine there. You go back to Wraith King, though, you mentioned the talent trees.
Yeah, I'm just always curious to see what some of these lesser picked heroes are. At level 10, I would imagine it's going to be damage. The 15's a toss-up.
Swiftly to
Fire Blast.
Oh, wow. They get the kill on Phoenix, by the way, as Clockwork got pretty low, but Wisp joining the party and TA hasted on over.
It's a 0 armor Phoenix. You can't even be in Limp's general vicinity or you're going to die. Right now he's doing pure damage to you with Refraction up, that's 200 a hit. So 4 autos kills you from full.
Top lane, duel on a Wraith King. And he has Reincarnate, Shallow Grave nearby as well from Hanskin. Nice blinding light push for it, though, out of range. And it will secure that kill. Pop the Reincarnate. Wraith King pops back up. Hanskin, he can't really get the position to help him out here, so well played by Coddle initially. Can they finish off Load in the end, though? He ports back to the tower. The Corrupt Storm's not enough damage. He applies the Shallow Grave just in case. Loda's just going to keep on running. Hanskin like, take me instead. Overwhelming odds hits, though. Gets the kill to Loda. And now Hanskin is in a lot of trouble. They do have Clockwork nearby, but he too is by himself, and last thing you want to do is go in without anyone else.
He's a man. Who knows? Really shouldn't. I thought the Reincarnate slow was actually going to save Dazzle and the Wraith King there. They all went for Dazzle, but they were moving so slow that they were out of position when Wraith King respawns. But the AoE catches them on the back end.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Courier actually scouted Clockwork there, and he almost killed the Courier as a result, but now the Radiant side, they know he's nearby. TP's coming in. I mean, this is all 5. This is still kind of scary if you're Alliance to jump into it. Yeah, Jonas Fan just going to try to be a distraction if anything. Oh, he's definitely a distraction now. Got what he wanted. Gonna go on in. There's a relocate in the back. Flies out with TA, and the Wisp Exorcism has been popped. Though Wraith Fire Blast will lock down that Legion Commander. They want him dead, damn it. They do kill the Wisp, but so does LC go down. So 1-for-1 trade. Say an eye for an eye right there. Limp. Focusing on Madara now, trying to keep out of range of that Exorcism. That's up from Thug once again. So got a fair amount of dirt ratio left on that, I'm sure. Under half left. Dazzle. He's going to pop the Shallow Grave. Might as well stand his ground at that point. Limp still nearby. Madara has to be careful, although he has the armlet toggle still. Do you have able to use Siphon? Onto Limp. No Shallow Grave now from Hanskin. And Limp has to keep on running. Meanwhile, Phoenix gets picked off by Loda in the backlines, and now Phoenix, or excuse me, Loda's here and takes out Lifestealer. And now Thug, the Exorcism is off, and he will go down too. Yeah, it seems like they're overstaying the welcome quite a bit.
They got what they wanted and stuck around way too long. Exorcism was up for a while in that, and it kept Alliance back, but as soon as the Exorcism was done, Alliance just pounced. That was 3 kills off the back of Exorcism completing. Exactly what they needed at this point.
Illusion. Radiant structures are fortified.
And Loda's got the Midas rolling now.
Balance of gold almost saved up. Templar Assassin obviously went that Blink Dagger first. The Blightstone Blink Dagger's mentioned. And Desolator coming, and a nice little stack for him to do here as well. Help get towards that. So Mal's making a point to play aggressive at the top lane again. Madara working on his own Desolator, but that's going to be a little ways off now.
Man, I hope we see level 25 in this game. Because Wraith King's 25 talent at 20% aura lifesteal. If him and TA are big enough and Legion tries to duel one of them, no one should die. Like, they should let lifesteal so much.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Now, there is, actually, with that interaction, once we have the fight break out, we very likely may. Mr. Penny's looking for the hookshot target. Do you want to get anybody? You'll get the LC. That's a good target. The attack comes out, but they're going to catch LC very possibly. No, he's actually going to be able to escape out. In fact, Madara and Lifestealer going back in. Phoenix and Chris dive. See Multi in the background with the Supernova, but Loda, Shallow Graves applied. He's still running, though. He's having some trouble. A good kite coming out here from Thug. Using that Spirit Siphon, the Crypt Sword, not enough damage on Io with that tether. Keeps him alive. TA going backwards as well. Loda still going back into the trees here, just simply retreating this whole time. This is deja vu, man. This is kind of what happened before. And now Alliance is pushing out of Mouse Sports. Phoenix gets picked.
Just came up.
Lifestealer, he's in trouble. Oh, the armlet toggles again to keep him alive. But as you mentioned, they did not have Exorcism in that fight.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It came up on the very back end of it. Definitely unhealthy, but they're going to look to re-engage if Alliance stays. The scan should let them know they're at Shrine. Alliance should take their retreat. Be happy they found one. EGM came up huge in that fight, though. Stayed out of all the AoE damage, was tethering people and just earning himself. He had a whole bunch of earn charges saved up, and basically full healed the Wraith King and about half a heal on TA in that duration of that fight.
It was something. I mean, Mouse Sports was doing a lot of damage in that fight, but Lance obviously was sustaining and staying alive, and goes back to both Io and Dazzle. Now they pick these very defensive supports, but that means that if you're Mouse, you got to keep that in mind as you're trying to really push into a fight. That kind of goes back to the earlier one where they committed way too deep because they kept saying, oh my god, they're so low, we need to get these kills, and all of a sudden you're being turned on.
Yeah, that's why they want to be taking these fights at towers that are still standing. So if you're pushing the Alliance back with Exorcism, you're doing something productive with that timer. Like Spirits hit buildings and extra tower pressure. If you're taking fights like that with 2-1 already dead, you're not gaining anything. You're very, very long cooldown with that timer.
Well, there's an Exorcism. They want to use this cooldown to take out Roshan, but obviously it's been spotted by Alliance. They're not going to give this up easy. Back there, just charging in. Wraith King reincarnates ready.
If they'd stayed on that, it could have been really bad for Mouse. Clock hasn't ended this room.
Head back bottom lane. Farm down there. Oh yeah, so going back to Wraith King. So the reincarnate, you know, against him, the idea of mana burns. Now they do have mana leak of Keeper of the Light. So, and actually I have seen the no mana ultimate being picked up on the talent tree. I know you're mentioning the 20% Vampiric Aura lifesteal, which is good. But there are cases, you know, matchups specifically, as we're going to see another initiation speaking of the Coddle.
Which never allowed to finish.
No. Keep going. But they're going to transition into Roshan. However, again, this isn't over just yet, because Mouse, they do not want to give this up freely.
Yeah, but Exorcism's down. Use it to try to take this yourself. You can't take this fight if you're Mouse.
Skylark wants to, and he went a little too far. Press the attack. Save him initially. Niall's going in with Clockwork, actually, just if anything's zoning them out, and that's an Aegis now for Limp picked up. They're going to keep them away.
Radiant's middle tower has been denied.
9 tower, at least. So, yeah, the point is, it's possible, but is Mana Leak really something that Wraith King is overly concerned about?
I mean, it's obnoxious for sure, but you're better off just probably waiting until you have a BKB. And by then, I mean, you'll be BKB'd long before you'll have 25, so you can always just BKB off the mana lead. I don't think it's worth going the no mana cost for it. No one on the mouse squad side is going to defuse, and no one's going to go necro for it. So, yeah, I absolutely think Vamp are at this game.
If we get to level 25, but
true.
He's level 12 right now, so that's a ways to go. But Limp, he's not having troubles. He's 16, way ahead of everyone.
Yeah, his CS reflects that. He's up like 47 CS.
Radiant structures are
Wow, yeah.
Radiant's top
He's up there and going to push the top tower by himself even, so get some more objectives. He's building his own BKB, speaking of that. Bottom lane, Mouse is setting up to push it with an Exorcism ready to go. Ghost Scepter, by the way, picked up by Death Prophet to go with the Heal Scepter.
Just going to say that DP has her immunity at him.
Phoenix got that. Oh. Big Fire Blast right there. So yeah, very, as you said, immunity the Eels into the Ghost Scepter. To allow the Exorcism to do damage while she's staying alive throughout. Is that, so you think they're good pickups then?
Oh, that, I mean, you needed this game. All of the damage on Alliance is physical. The Shadow Wave from Dazzle, both of their cores. The only thing you have to worry about is Battery Assault. And, I love the pickup here. It's just a question of if it's enough. And I would not be surprised to see Limp go and Diffusal himself after seeing that Ghost Scepter picked up.
Yeah.
You just gotta find a way to purge it. If you ever get DP, she can position herself so far ahead when she has a Ghost Scepter. Be the frontliner, and if you ever go on her, she just goes. So, I definitely think he's gonna need one, and he's the only real person that can buy it on this team.
Yeah, you're not really liking the... Not gonna be seeing that on Wraith King, and... Wraith King, by the way, the Armlet of course, but yeah, the Blade Mail now picked up. Along with that.
It's hell to play Death Prophet into Blade Mails, because you can't really control the Exorcism. And yeah, it's just a ton of damage reflected.
Continue to farm out the jungle here at the bottom lane. Meanwhile, Mal's a team a little lost as far as what they want to do. The Exorcism's been on cooldown, or off cooldown, I should say, for a fair amount of time, it feels like.
They're just struggling to find a way in. The Aegis is still up, so they don't want to just run in and pop Exorcism only to have Limp eat it all with the Aegis.
He does have an Arcane Rune active, and that's like a prime time to use it, of course, so might find something down here at the bottom lane, but initiation on LC. Infest Bomb is on top of it, but look at that, he blocks them in with a cog. And maybe next time, actually, does go down on the Phoenix in the back lines, but Wisp, he's going to end up falling too. Ended up going pretty deep right there, but now the chase is on. Loda, he's going for the Yols to prevent that Wraithfire Blast, but will it be now if the Blade Mail's up, and you just see Death Prophet ticking down. No doubt the Blade Mail doing plenty, and then Limp finishing the job himself.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Tower.
Radiant structures.
Yeah, Alliance just in a command position. We're only 20 minutes in this game, and it's 12,000 that way.
Coddle at least going to delay it. So he's pulling back the free wave. Unfortunately, that means he's going to delay to his death zone.
Yeah, I explicitly pointed out in draft, Limp needs to pop off in this game to make it proactive for Alliance. And if you look at the net worth, I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say that's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, he's having a hell of a game, and Phoenix, he just simply was trying to counter ward, which he got, actually, to be fair.
Worth.
So worth it. 100 gold. Dies in the process, though. Now back to that bottom tower. This time, no backdoor protection. Should be able to drop it pretty quickly. Clockwork's going to sit on this haste spear and finally pick it up, though. TA's BKB, it's coming back up.
He got left on me just 1 second. Probably not listening to the background.
Satisfied with the tier 2.
I really don't want to see the Bloodthorn on Limp right now. I think Diffusal would be way better. Like, what are you Bloodthorning? You already two-shot the Coddle on Phoenix. That's a non-melded hit on Phoenix right there.
Life. Standard Assassin last game, now the Templar Assassin this game. Are they related? What's the lore? Your Dota has great lore.
That's not a me question. I couldn't even tell you like one of the character bios ever.
Sir Action Slacks.
Yep. Slacks knows all of them.
Watch his videos. Anyways, they both do a lot of damage, I know that. And they have assassins in their title, so. I'd be surprised.
Jonas fan, by the way, if you didn't notice it in the last fight, got the hook onto Skylark and instantly realized Lifestealer was inside. So just threw the cogs up and force-staffed away. Beautifully done to not overcommit. And now they're going to find Skylark at the top of the
Yep, just kind of stands there. Accepts death at that point. Good hunting by Jonas Fan. No doubt had a hell of a game himself. He's being that initiator. He too now has his own blade mail. He went the force staff first, but the blade mail pick up, which you already stressed how great that is against the exorcism. Death Prophet, who it goes back to, you know, other than that first Death Prophet ulti, which it was decent in the top lane there as they were going back and forth. Obviously, they overextended in the end, but you know, it's overall useful for that fight. Since then, it's only been used once, and it wasn't even. He died right after.
Twice. They used it at the Roche pit too, and it didn't do it.
That's true. Yeah. So the point still stands, though. Yeah, it's been.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
They haven't found good use on Exorcism at all. And right now with the Blade Mail on Wraith King, the only time he can feel safe going on Wraith King while the Blade Mail is up is when his Ghost Scepter's up. Because the reflected damage is physical as well. So, can at least be immune to that. But they're looking for
Death Prophet even got recalled up here for this, and he's just like, see ya.
And there's nothing to do. There's no tower to take. There's nothing. They went really all in on a Clockwork just to not find it.
Val's doing everything that they can, but down 14,000 net worth.
I mean, I'm just going to come right out and say it. I think the drafts this game from both sides are good. I think they're awkward. Like, there's no clear defined strategy on how to win. Team fights are super clunky on both sides. Alliance at least has like a good, clean initiation with the Clockwork. There's a recall on Skylark.
Speaking of that, they're going to catch the LC yet again. Initiation definitely is powerful for them. So this about, oh, they killed him. No, Wraith King actually is going to be jumped right here as he comes back in, but a Death Prophet, but that Exorcism builds himself in the air. The Shallow Grave, keeping him alive, gets hit by the Supernova as well, but the Harlot Toggle on top of the heal support from his teammates is going to keep him alive in the long run, so he still has to reincarnate on top of this. Hanskin's barely juking and jiving. He finally will go down, but Dark made it pretty deep for this, and that's going to prove to be a fatal choice for him. So he goes down as well, and Mouse once again in retreat. The trap connects. One auto attack, almost kills Spartan. IO, Spirits? No, he's falling back. Come in, push them out. It's not going to connect though, but EGM stays alive.
Radiant's middle tower.
That's part about this. Yeah, I don't see how Alliance loses this now. You're up 16,000 gold against a lineup that can't play from behind. The only thing they can do is stall endlessly with Illuminate, and even that doesn't work if Limp can just blink in and Melt Strike and kill you.
Yeah, that's proven to be one of the biggest things, is the fact that Limp has just got such a huge start here, and is just going to have that Bloodthorn here in the near future. You see the net worth latest 8,000, 9,000 even net worth, higher than the Lifestealer. Tops on his team, and then that goes down from there, obviously with Death Prophet. About 8,400, so.
Yeah, he's over double his opposing mid laner right now.
There's another Blade Mail. This one on the other side, actually. Let's see, he picks one up. Popular item this game.
So, the issue with that is as long as Wraith King's nearby, that still doesn't really open up dual potential. That Vampiric Aura is so huge in keeping TA alive. Limp is lifestealing so much off every auto.
Tunnel. Roaming around. The idea of the Axe for him is it works, but nope, he goes to Fan, he gets away. Skylark goes in there with the Infest Bomb. Here comes Dazzlo. Guess what? Shallow Grave, pretty good against the Stool ability. Goes to Fan, hook shot, he missed, unfortunately. He also himself in the air, and that just delays the inevitable, so at least they get a couple of kills, and no Roshan, though, because he's not.
That Blinding Light actually made Clock miss the hook. Feels bad, but 2,200 net worth. It's a chip in the lead, at least.
They want to wait around for Roshan. I mean, he has to be up soon, they figure, and he Again, as we can see, it's going to be up in 15 seconds.
Yeah, they're not wrong. It's close. It's literally a max, well, within, what, 15 seconds of max respawn, so pretty unfortunate.
Eventually it's going to pop up here, but, again, Alliance are going to be ready to go, you figure. Clockwork's up at 10, he can TP right here to the shrine. And Loda's already here.
Yeah, and Limp can get relocated in, so... They may get this Roche, but I'm not wondering if they don't just lose the entire fight on the back.
Look at the bottom lane, yeah, they're just pushing into
Loda,
the base.
he just blinked in.
Did he back over here? Loda goes in. The Shallow Grave gonna keep him alive, in fact. Got to kill an LC already, but Dara's gonna go down. He picked up the Aegis right before, though. But it goes down with it. Phoenix also falling. Exorcism off. Back here from Death Prophet as he's just trying to live as long as possible, but they will run him down as well to relocate in. And then they go right back to the bottom lane, of course. Lip's like, oh, hi again, Coddle. The blind, though, will allow him to miss. They'll stay alive.
Just BKB'd before and insta-killed the Coddle. Finish him, finish him.
Go for it. Sam wants that tier 3, and he'll get it. And he has all the supporting cast coming in as well. So Death Prophet buys back, but no Exorcism. Are they really that scared?
Not particularly. You're not healthy, though.
Still not reincarnate. He did shut. Yeah, he did stay alive.
True.
So the heal support is coming to play. Shooting the Shallow Grave. Oh, there's a big Wraithfire Blast. The press the attack though in return, but the Cogs to block a couple of supports. Supernova activated as a result, but TA just shreds right through it. Coddle gets picked up. And the duel going out, though, it's actually a winner for Io. He ended up winning the duel. Desperation at its finest for Mouse.
I have no idea.
And that's
I don't... Loda had too low mana to reincarnate. It could have easily dueled Loda and actually gotten a kill there. And a duel win. I think this game's done anyway, but... Yeah, Mouse is in a poor mental state for sure right now.
Well, the good news for them is again, they're still alive in this event. And they get the night to think it over into the morning here. And play again tomorrow against what it will be Empire. The easy opponent, but gotta refresh. Because we have seen them play very well with that set. In fact, heal, even in the game 1 of the series.
Mm-hmm.
Good, so...